If you're ready to make AI your superpower, welcome. Every video gives you new tools, new tricks, and simple shortcuts to level up your workflow instantly. No fluff, no geek talk, just practical power you can use today. This is Flova, an AI-native video creation agent platform built to help creators manage an entire video project, not just generate individual clips. Rather than giving you a tour of every menu, I'm going to build a real project from scratch. For this demo, I'm going to create a short cinematic trailer. The concept is simple. A lone explorer discovers an abandoned futuristic city that's slowly being reclaimed by nature. Normally, this is where I would start opening multiple tabs. One for my script, another for character notes, another for visual references. Then I'd probably have folders filled with images, music, prompt documents, and random screenshots. But inside Flova, I can keep everything connected to the same project from the beginning. So first, I create a new project. Then I give it a title and define the overall creative direction. Next, I upload my script along with a few visual references showing the atmosphere I'm aiming for. Soft cinematic lighting, massive futuristic architecture, and a calm, mysterious mood. Instead of treating each generation like a completely new conversation, Flova builds everything around the context of this project. That means every step that comes next has access to the same creative foundation, and that's a much more natural way to build a video. The first thing I did after creating the project was open project documents. Before generating anything, I wanted Flova to understand exactly what I was trying to build, so I uploaded my script, added character notes, and included a few visual references to establish the overall look and feel. For this project, I described my explorer as wearing a lightweight, futuristic suit with subtle blue lighting details. I also added notes about the cinematic style I wanted: realistic lighting, slow camera movement, and a consistent science fiction-inspired color palette. The nice part is that all of this stays attached to the project. If I decide later that I want a warmer color grade or a different character design, I can simply update the project documents instead of rewriting everything from scratch. As I kept building new scenes, Flova continued using the latest project context automatically, making the whole process feel much more like working inside a real production environment rather than starting a brand new conversation every time I generated another shot. With the project set up, it was finally time to generate the first scene. Before spending any credits, I opened the prompt preview to see exactly how Flova interpreted my instructions. For the opening shot, I wanted a wide cinematic view of the abandoned city at sunrise. As I reviewed the prompt, I noticed the camera movement was a little faster than I imagined. I wanted a slower, more dramatic push toward the city to make the reveal feel more cinematic. So I made that small adjustment before generating the scene. It only took a few seconds, but it immediately gave me more confidence that the result would match the vision I had in mind. Instead of generating first and fixing mistakes later, I could refine the direction before the AI started creating the shot. It's a small workflow improvement, but one that can easily save both time and credits over the course of a larger project. Once I was happy with the prompt, I generated the first sequence and started building the storyboard. The opening shot established the scale of the abandoned city exactly the way I had imagined. From there, I generated the next scene with the explorer walking through empty streets covered in overgrown vegetation, followed by a closer shot revealing a mysterious glowing artifact hidden beneath the ruins. As each scene was added, I could immediately see how the project was taking shape instead of looking at isolated clips. That made it much easier to judge the pacing, visual consistency, and overall flow of the story. Rather than focusing on whether each individual shot looked good, I could concentrate on how every scene connected to the next. Watching the storyboard grow one scene at a time made the entire creative process feel much more organized and closer to building a real film than simply generating random AI clips. What stands out to me is that Flova isn't trying to replace your creative decisions. You're still directing the project. You're choosing the style. You're deciding how the story unfolds. The platform simply helps organize the production process, so you spend less time repeating instructions and more time refining your ideas. For creators producing YouTube videos, short films, advertisements, or even recurring AI series, having that level of organization can make a noticeable difference as projects become more complex. After watching the first version of the trailer, I noticed one scene that could be stronger. The explorer finally reaches the glowing artifact, and while the shot already looked good, I felt a lower camera angle would make the moment feel much more dramatic. Instead of regenerating the entire sequence, I selected only that shot inside Flova. I adjusted the camera direction, added a note asking for stronger lighting around the artifact, and regenerated just that single scene while leaving everything else exactly as it was. A few moments later, the updated version was ready. Comparing the two shots side by side, the difference was subtle but important. The lower angle gave the scene a greater sense of scale, the lighting naturally drew more attention to the artifact, and the overall emotion of the moment became much stronger. Most importantly, every other scene in the project stayed exactly the way I wanted, which made refining the trailer much faster than rebuilding an entire sequence from scratch. Another feature worth mentioning is the cross-project asset library. Once you've created characters, visual references, music, locations, or other approved assets, you don't have to start from scratch the next time. Instead, you can reuse them across future projects. If you're building a recurring YouTube series, a brand campaign, or any project that needs consistent visuals, having those assets ready to go can make future production much more efficient. It's another example of Flova focusing on the complete creative workflow rather than just generating individual clips. One thing I also like is that Flova is designed to work with leading AI video generation models inside the same production workflow, so you don't have to jump between different platforms as new technologies become available. The team has confirmed that Flova will integrate Seedance 2.5 immediately upon its official launch. That means creators will be able to access the model directly within Flova while keeping all of their scripts, references, assets, storyboard, and revisions inside the same project. Instead of rebuilding your workflow every time a new model is released, Flova is focused on bringing the latest AI generation technology into one organized creative environment. As new models become available, you'll be able to take advantage of them without disrupting the way you already work, making it much easier to manage complex projects from start to finish. Now that the project is finished, here's the completed cinematic trailer created with Flova.
We built a brighter tomorrow, or so we thought.
Seeing the entire project come together really shows what makes Flova different. Instead of managing separate prompts and disconnected clips, everything stayed organized inside one workspace, from planning and asset management to scene generation and shot refinements. If you'd like to try Flova yourself and build your own AI video projects, click my exclusive link in the description below to get started. If you enjoyed this hands-on demo, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you'd build with Flova first. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.